The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Got it. 58. 58 to Mike. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, Harry. You go tight. You got tight.
Here's Bernard. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Back at the 37-yard line.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 27-yard line.
On the ready. 44, come on. Exit. Snap.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run. Check it out, read.
Here's 2nd and 8. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Travel. Yep. I got motion. Go.
They'll run here with Ballage. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Head up. 15 line. Chopper.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brewer going deep here for Stills. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Bravo.
From the gun. Brewer. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This is brought in by Gibson. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A gain there of 21 yards. He missed on his first three passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. There on the tackle, Minka Fitzpatrick.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking long for Westbrook. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 41 yards.
That's good for a Jacksonville first yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
He's checking.
Off the play fake. Ford. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They run it with Balaj. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Balaj. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains.
Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Stills, the intended target. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback, because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Off play action. Ford. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That one will be incomplete. He caught it but could not stay. Inbounds for the long connection.
Incomplete. Minka Fitzpatrick on the coverage.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw again. Ford. That one caught by Gibson. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
13 yards on the play. And the Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Set, ready. This is Pittsburgh. 55.
They'll run on 1st down. Grant. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that, because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Final 30 seconds of this 1st quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. On 1st and 10, Ford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Look at me. Go up. Get it.
Now Balaj. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
Here we go. Hey, ready? 53, Mike. So we got man.
On 1st down, Bernard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
53, Mike, 53. Now watch, Hayward. 53.
To throw on 2nd down. Ford. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell in. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kalen Balaj, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this 1st half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go.
2nd and 11. And his His throw's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, and it's third down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
On third down, Ford. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Bernard. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
At the 36-yard line. 52. Watch one.
Looking to throw on second down. Ford. That one complete. He finds Shark. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
He can't, man. He's not going to get me.
To throw on third down. Ford. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think it's a foot race. The 30. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Jaguars 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Eluding the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's second down.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Hey, that's good. That's good. Check. Shoot.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Operating from the gun. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it second and 12. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To throw on second down, 4th. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Jaguars. DJ Chark with his second touchdown here in this first half. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on second and 14. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll run here with Bernard. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Second and 6. Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, Just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Ford buying time to his left. And that ball is caught by D.J. Chark for the Jags touchdown. D.J. Chark on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to regain the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
He's going to wind up, and for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
You got nothing.
2nd and 3. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Let's go.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Grant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead now up to 14. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other as his guys are back within a single score. Sanders on for the extra point. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Over the middle, complete. It's Gibson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go. Rush in. 5. Snap.
Toss play to Balaj. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Ready, break.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
44, Mike, 44.
From the gun, through it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on? Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Telvin Smith. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Here we go, 50, Mike 50. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking to throw on second down. Brewer. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays. Operating from the gun. Brewer. And he's going to go down again. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. Boye.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run it here with Bernard. Still on his feet. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Ford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Christian Wilkins breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now a carry for Bernard. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw on second down. Ford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Tighten up.
They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. It's complete to Grant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Brewer. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. Brewer. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Leo!
From the gun, Brewer. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He was looking that time for Stills. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. On 2nd down, Bernard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Looking to throw. Ford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
Back at the 37-yard line.
Let's go. Mike, 58, right there. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Looking to throw on second down. Ford. And he rifles one incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.